This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on this, what is it, Wednesday vote that we're at?
Wednesday, yep.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. It is Tito. It is Bobby to my left. It is Bodie to my right. 2 hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, Twitter, Facebook. Catch the show 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Download the podcast anywhere you get your audio. And again, sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Big show lineup for you today. Austin Ward will join us with the latest on Ohio State football. That's at 7:20. Good morning, Bob. How are you today, my friend?
Good morning, sir. I am doing well. Just enjoying some terrific finals action and this phenomenal month of June here.
Yeah, it's hard to believe June 10th already. It's flown by. The whole year's flown by. But look, as you get older, though, that'll happen. I have learned that. You will learn it someday, Bob. Bodie will learn it after I'm dead.
Which I've been doing today in history here for the last 7 years. I got a pretty good firm handle on the days of passings.
Yankees beat the Cards last night 3-2. They'll play at 1:10 today in Cleveland. Reds over the Padres 5-3 and 11. 4-10 in San Diego today when they were playing that one. Sal Stewart had a 2-run home run there in extra innings. Reds blew the lead in the 10th and then came back and won in the 11th. But they play 4-10 in San Diego today to wrap that one up. Carolina over the Vegas Golden Knights 5-3. Series now 2-2. Game 4 tomorrow night in Carolina at 8 o'clock. So the Vegas Tortorellas now tied up at 2-2. Game 4, Spurs and Knicks, 8 o'clock tonight, Bob. And Knicks lead that series 2-1. I think that the winner of tonight's game between the Spurs and the Knicks, whoever wins it, I believe will win the series. Your thoughts on that?
Well, if the Knicks win, they're up 3-1, so
Right.
it seems like that's a foregone conclusion. Spurs win, they get home court back, so I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you on that. The numbers always lean into a 2-2 on Game 5, so you got to get there first. So if the Spurs are able to do that, they'll have Game 5 back at home and see what they can get done there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like I feel like it's not a must-win for the Knicks. It's a must-win for the Spurs, though. And I think that, whoever does win this game, though, I believe.
As well as the Knicks have played,
yeah,
they lose tonight, they're back without home court moving forward.
One of the things I saw, one of the stats I saw, Bob, was that with Brunson on the floor, the Knicks are negative, like in the plus-minus.
And when you get to the finals, I don't put a whole lot of stock in that anymore. I mean, because especially guys that play that much.
Yeah.
So there's more to it than just a simple plus-minus. Over the course of a season, maybe over the course of an entire series, but through 3 games, they're doing different things. They're moving around, and especially if it's not overly significant. I don't know what the plus-minus is on him.
I believe I think they were like minus 15 with him on the floor and like plus 20 with him on the floor. Or I'm sorry, plus 20 off the floor, minus 15 when he's on the floor. I think it's somewhere in that number is roughly what it is. But you're right, Bob. Yes, you look at the scope of the season. That's all.
Because that also plays in the fact of your bench strength versus their bench strength when
Sure.
you pull off Brunson.
It does, and so yeah, you can't just like pinpoint that. But nonetheless, that number surprised me.
Feels like a number that might need to swing.
Yeah.
If they want to win the series, right? Maybe.
Yeah, and the Wembanyama thing, like when they threw out the stat about when he's contesting the shot, like what, yeah, like contest shot, yeah. People aren't going to score much when Wembanyama's actually guarding you and you're shooting. It's not going to be a great number, I would not think. So, but tonight, though, should be fun. 8 o'clock, Spurs, Knicks, 8 o'clock for that one. And, again, it's an important game, obviously, in this. If it gets 2-2, then we got a best of 3 with 2 of the games in San Antonio. I know, Bob, yesterday you said you still have Spurs. Bodie has Knicks. I think I said I have Spurs as well in that one. I think the Spurs will end up – I think they'll win tonight, and then they'll win 2 of the next 3. But insane, though. It's a great series. It really is. This and also the Stanley Cup.
The Panthers are up 3-2.
Yeah.
Vegas ties it in the end of the second and then gets away from them, obviously, in the third. But it was that was a hell of a game last night. A lot of fun there.
We've been fortunate so far, I think, in both series as far as the championships go in those in the NBA and the NHL. So, all right, Bob, why don't you take on the impossible task of making me smarter?
What did you hold on a second? What did you say Brunson's? They were minus
I thought minus like 15. I thought when we was on the floor minus like 15 for the whole series
plus
right now.
20. Okay, so here's the thing: if you break that down and look at it on a game by game basis, I just looked at game 3.
Yeah,
he was minus 9, so that's where all that swing comes from. The one game they lost.
Okay, it's a big part of it. I'm saying it still surprised me though, Bob. I still did not think that the Knicks would at any point be worse with him on the floor than off the floor.
Only in one game were they.
Okay, minus 9. Did you look at the other two games?
Well, if they're minus 9 and they're plus 20,
I guess what I'm saying is around that time.
Minus 15.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you the math. Unless there's some sort of magical math that I haven't seen.
No. Okay.
Magical math.
Let's take a look at this here, Bob. Okay, so let's game 1. The plus minus for Brunson. Let's see here. In game 1, they were plus 6 with him on the floor.
And so I'm going to be guessing they're plus more than that in
let me look, game 2.
Game 2.
So game 1 they were plus 6. Game 2 minus 10. Okay, so now they are minus 4 through 2 games. And then what you're saying, game 3?
Minus 9.
Minus 9. Okay, so they're minus. It surprised me how good he is and how important he is to that team.
I mean, he hasn't played well in this series. To be quite frank,
he's had more. He's had hard-esque as far as turnovers versus field goals made. It's been very close to that.
Well, he shoots the ball so much that his turnovers have been much lower than his field goals made for the most part.
Okay.
But he's shooting 37% from the field and 32% from 3.
Yeah, he hasn't been a dominant factor.
And that's, I mean. Like, if I would have told anybody that, I think most people would have predicted San Antonio would be up 2-1 right now. So
looking at that,
good news, bad news. If you're San Antonio, you might be saying, hey, we keep playing like this, things are going to work out. If you're the Knicks, you're saying, hey, we haven't even played as well as we can, and we're still up 2-1.
What is it? 13 turnovers through 3 games. And so it's a lot for Brunson there in that regard. But yes, it's an important part of it. I'm just surprised, Bob, regardless of if it's 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, it surprises me that they are statistically better as far as scoring goes. They score more when Brunson's been off the floor versus on the floor. That part surprises me.
Or they maybe stop him less. Either way.
Fair enough. Bodie, let's do this date in history.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, Carp, what do you think?
Here we go. This date, Wednesday, June 10th, 161st day of the year, 204 days remaining in this 2026 25-day spread. So we're about 2 weeks away from flipping the year flipping that hourglass over. Be halfway through. This date, 1854, the U.S. Naval Academy graduates its first full class. This date, 1898, the Marines land in Guantanamo Bay, beginning the invasion of Cuba during the Spanish-American War. 1935, Dr. Robert Smith takes his final drink as he and William Wilson begin their founding of AA. I believe it was founded in Ohio, I want to say.
Nice.
I want to say so. If I'm not mistaken, is it Akron?
Probably. That's Akron for you.
I don't know why.
Kidding. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that.
It's Akron surgeon, yeah. Dr. Bob Smith, Akron surgeon. So there you go. Getting it done in the state of Ohio. 1944, the youngest player in a Major League Baseball game. Do you know who that is?
Joe Nuxall was 15 years old, maybe 16. He was like 15, 16 years old right there.
15 years old, entering a game for the Reds. Good job out of you, Thitoff. And then in 1966, the Mamas and the Papas going gold with Monday, Monday.
Monday, Monday. Can't trust that day.
Yeah, take that, Joshua Perry.
I don't even know what that means.
Joshua Perry's told us Monday is his favorite day of the week.
That's fine.
The Moms and Papas just said you can't trust that day.
That doesn't mean they don't like it.
Do you think that they like...
I don't know if I trust Brendan Sorsby, but you know what? You may like
Bob,
him.
the fact they said you can't trust that day, Monday, you don't think that is a slight on Monday? If we had Monday on the show right now as a guest,
I don't hate
Monday.
I don't know why everybody gets so upset about it.
Bodie hates it?
And that's fine.
Actually, I don't believe that's accurate. I've said before that I like doing Mondays because there's more
lot
to
to
talk
do.
about.
Did you say it's the worst day of the week, though? I thought you said
Well,
that.
I mean, it's not my favorite day of the week, but
Okay. Is it your least favorite day of the week?
I think it's
Okay, so wait. But if you say it's the least favorite day of the week,
doesn't mean I hate it though.
okay.
My least favorite Notre Dame win ever. I mean, I could come up with one, but I didn't hate that we won.
You think you win on Mondays? You don't.
In
You don't
September,
vote
October, November, I do.
that. Yes, you do.
Coming off the season, for
Yeah.
football season, Mondays
It's
are
fine.
fine.
Yeah, this time of year a little slower,
Rothman
but
always
still.
hates. He calls them the lazy Tuesdays. That's it.
I see. I think that's fair. Sometimes you get to that Tuesday, Wednesday. It's a little. Although the NFL is just coming in close.
It's
Like,
every
oh,
day.
you
Every
need, you
day.
need a game.
Yes, we got you.
Here
we
you
got a
go.
game for you.
8 days a week, Beatles.
Well, speaking of the Beatles,
no.
we've got one of their a song I enjoy. Probably top 20. I don't know if I'd put it in the
I
top
can't wait till
10.
we do this.
Released by the Beatles in 1966, The Paperback Writer.
It's a steady job, but he wants to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer.
Sounds like a more fun job.
Off the top of my head, Bob, I'd say top 40 for me, not top.
It's the top 20. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I think it
pretty
was top
See,
40.
do you hate it?
I don't. There's a lot of ones I like more.
Okay.
Okay.
No, don't, Bodie, don't.
It can be your least favorite Beatles song, but doesn't mean you hate it.
There you go.
I just had my least favorite Game of Thrones episode last night, Bob, but I didn't hate it.
That's
but it
a
was my
sex.
Is
least
episode
favorite.
5?
4.
4?
Yeah.
I'm not.
So there's 7?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, there wasn't the last one?
Yeah.
Gosh, no wonder, yeah. We'll get into that here in a little bit.
Please, let's do that.
1972, Elvis records his live album at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, well, my hands are shaky and my knees are weak. I can't sing the sound I want to be. Who do you think of when your house that you look a little look? A monster cup. Yeah.
It's an upbeat version of All Shook Up.
That's good. Well, it's the live version is what it is.
I like it.
This day, 1978, Travolta, Olivia Newton-John hitting #1 with You're the One That I Want.
Ooh, 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 honey.
You have to give me 1 second here, Bob. I
sorry.
apologize.
I can
No,
sing
you're
it, Bob.
good.
You want me to do it, Bob?
I
I can sing it. Bob, I can sing
didn't
it.
load that into
He's
the
got chills that are
Zeta key,
multiplying.
Oh,
and it also takes me a minute to do
He's got
this on the
chills that are
Zeta
multiplying.
Go. Let's see if we can
Gosh.
find this here.
I got chills
It's
that are
all good.
multiplying the thrills. Is that what
It's
it is?
all good.
Chills that are multiplying the thrills.
Bodie, there's a lot that needs to be done over there.
Give
And
me
you've got
back.
Ooh, ooh,
limited.
ooh, honey. You're the one that I want.
Zeta to go, unfortunately, is certainly
okay.
not as
Is that it
efficient.
to go? Is Zeta needs to go?
Just, honestly, that might be fair. All right, here we go.
Nothing left for him to do.
R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John. Stinks every time I do that because Travolta's still alive and he's.
Yeah.
Ish.
What do you mean ish? He's still
Yeah,
doing
I
all right.
think that's fine.
Okay. This day, same date, a big release coming from one of the former members of the Eagles, Mr. Joe Walsh, and Life's Been Good.
Lucky I'm sane after all I've been through. It's cool. I can't complain, but sometimes I still do. Life's been good to me so far.
I can't complain, but sometimes I still do.
Hey, it's
know.
tough to handle this fortune and fame. Everybody's so different. I haven't changed.
Oh, it's beautiful. This date, 1979, Bjorn Borg wins the 49th French. He's Rothman's favorite tennis player.
Borg is?
Yeah, he likes
That's
the Swedes. Loves the Swedes, he said.
Hey, McEnroe, dude. Come on.
Well, I mean, I like McEnroe.
No, McEnroe is the one. McEnroe or Connors. Don't take Borg.
I might. Those two are both really good. Agassi might be my favorite of all time. Just the flair that he's got. I've always enjoyed that.
What about Kyrgios?
And Nick Kyrgios now, non-Americans, he's up there. I love Nick Kyrgios because if I played tennis, that's who I'd act like. I mean, I'm proud to say that. This date, 1981, Pete Rose ties Stan Musial's NL record with 3,630 hits.
They're concerned with their pennant chances too. They're certainly aware of Rose's opportunity to break Stan Musial's all-time record. Ball is hit well. Here comes the center fielder, Scott. Cannot make the play. Base hit for Pete Rose. Oh, what a way to start this night. Sinking line drive for Rose, and he ties Stan Musial. Well, that ball will go to the Hall of Fame, number 3,630. Oh, it's electricity here, isn't it, Wheels? Boy, it's fun at the vet tonight. Look at that ovation for Rose.
You want a fun fact there, Bob?
Sure.
All right. Gets that hit to tie Stan Musial, most hits National League history.
So
All
is
right.
who had the most hits in MLB history?
Well, it was Ty Cobb.
It was Ty Cobb.
Yes. But Rose gets that hit to tie Stan Musial, and then they go on strike. So he didn't break it until like 2 months later, because he broke the record. Stan Musial, 3,630 career hits. Half on the road, half at home. Exactly. 1,815 hits at home, 1,815 on the road for Stan Musial. There's your fun
Mr.
fact.
Consistency.
And, yeah, Rose broke it after the strike.
There we go. I was curious because I didn't know who had the overall record prior to Rose. So Cobb had it for the AL, which was.
Cobb had it over, yeah.
How would I know
4,191.
that? I mean, Pete Rose has had it my entire life.
86? When
Since
were you
I
born?
was 3.
Okay,
My
well,
bad.
almost your entire life. No, I'm trying to. Bob, you 85. I'm sorry, 85. Yes.
So even better,
Yeah,
2 years.
2 years old. Yes. Yep.
Some birthdays today. Star of Wizard of Oz, Miss Judy Garland.
Over the rainbow, skies are blue.
Overrated. That movie's not that good.
No, I enjoy this. I enjoy it.
She was cray cray.
Oh, of course she was cray-cray. I mean, she died fairly early in life.
You think that movie's good?
I find it entertaining. I mean, the acting is from the 50s, so it is what it is right there. But I thought it was pretty good.
Bo, do you like the? Would you give a thumbs up to Wizard of Oz?
I've never seen it.
Oh my God.
I mean, it came out.
1939.
Was it that? I thought it was in the 50s.
No, it's 39. 39. Yeah, 1939 is when it came
So
out.
she was only
39, 38. It was the same
17
year.
when she was born in 22.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind was the same year as that one. And she had a very public romance with Mickey Rooney. They were around the same age back then. But yeah, Judy Garland, though, I don't know. Wizard of Oz, overrated.
Okay.
That's your hot take from 1939.
Kind of like a Timberlake and Britney situation.
It's kind of like that, Bob. That's
There you
fair.
go.
Yep.
Maurice Sendak, the famed writer at Where the Wild Things Are, born in 1928. F. Lee Bailey, turning 93, still alive. Most
He's got
famous.
some good karma on his side.
Well, listen, somebody's got to go out there and do the Lord's work. You might as well be a public defender. He was OJ's attorney.
What would have been the motive to frame O.J. Simpson, who was an icon in Los Angeles and the country? Why would anybody want to frame him for murder?
There was no motive to frame O.J. Nobody wanted to hurt O.J. Mark Furman was at the scene first. He got told he was being supervened by a couple of hotshot detectives, that he would not be the solving detective. It was in the front pages and so forth. There were 2 gloves at the scene, and both used in the killing. He picked one up, put it in a paper bag. He led the police into crashing into O.J.'s place without a warrant, and he found the glove, having been careful to let no detectives come with him.
Bob, the O.J. trial, did that reinforce your belief in the legal system, or did it make you question the legal system?
You know what it led me to believe is in the golden rule, Thitoff.
Okay.
Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
No, I'm just like Bob.
And if you can get a good enough defense team, and they called it the dream. I mean, this was
It's
like
the dream team.
You got to think this was like coming
Jordan
right off
Berg,
of
yeah.
of the Olympics. They called it
92,
the
yeah.
dream team.
Hey.
I mean, he had literally every best defender, defense attorney you could find. Like F. Lee Bailey had a couple other big ones. I mean, Johnny Cocker. It was crazy the people that he had in there.
They have not come out and said it. Like Shapiro pretty much hinted at the fact that, yeah, he probably was guilty. Like you've had some of his attorneys say he
They
probably
had
was
his
guilty.
DNA there.
No, I'm with
they
you,
got
Bob.
it. Johnny Cochran
Okay.
or Effley Baylor, they convinced the jury because DNA was new that they're like, listen, there's like a 1 in a million chance that this was someone else.
But it's one.
And so they go, well, there's 360 million people in America, so there could have been 36 other people. So you're telling me there's, or 35 others, that one or two of those people live in Los Angeles and just happen to
Have a motive,
and all those things?
It was in the area that night.
So then, Bob, what happened then? Did that strengthen or reduce your belief or your faith in the just? Because look, Simpson's defense team was brilliant,
The best.
and the prosecuting attorneys, Darden and Marsha Clark, not. So, but I'm asking you, Bob, do you think though that it would for you, did it strengthen or weaken your belief in the justice system?
I think it was neither. It was a net neutral. Like we had learned that the U.S. justice system is set up so that 9 guilty people will walk away so that 1 innocent person doesn't go to prison. And that's the way it's set up. And you know what? It may not always be fair, it may not
Right.
always be just. It didn't really impact me at all,
Okay.
to say the least.
All right. Like I feel like for me, like I think it was brilliant within the rules.
They did listen exactly. Like you can argue about everything else and
Right.
this and that, but they found like there may have been 4 or 5 strands of innocence in there,
That's
and they
right.
founded them and braided them together into a little
Furman
tiny
stuff.
rope.
Oh, good Lord.
Doctor Strange going into the future and seeing 4 million different outcomes.
100%.
They landed on the one.
And they landed on the one, and they were able to sell it. And the glove don't fit, you must have quit. I mean, there was like so many good things in there. And then they let the courtroom in, and Ito was like wanted to be a half celebrity. I mean, they had like the dancing Itos on SNL. I mean, it was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess. They made a mockery of the justice system.
It was great for comedy.
It was very.
Wait, they made a
entertaining.
Okay,
Hey,
so
It was
the
great
world.
for Norm Macdonald. He got a lot of miles out of
God,
that.
he really did.
Okay, another guy, famous football player, commentator as well, 4-time All-Pro, turning 75 today. Most known in Buckeye Nation for his call of the 2002 National Championship game. Some people
Can't be
call him
Jim
Dan
Lachey again.
Fouts. I call him Dan Pouts.
2nd and 10, San Diego. We're in overtime. It's tied 38 all. 38 the numbers. Fouts takes a look. Dancing looking to get away. Long throw downfield. Charlie Joyner has the ball. He's not done yet. Inside the 10. And now the Chargers have a point-blank field goal attempt coming up if they so select. A 40-yard gain on that play. Ed Luther holds. It is up, and the game is over. The San Diego Chargers win with almost 14 minutes of overtime played. A 29-yard field goal by Rolf Benerschka. And the Chargers move on to the AFC Championship game.
Could have done the 1978 wild card when they lost to Houston without like half of Houston's, or no Earl Campbell, no, they had a couple other guys out, and Pouts threw 4 interceptions.
But Houston had Rob Carpenter, right?
Well, he was playing in that game.
Yes.
That is true. Elizabeth Hurley, the ageless wonder, turning 61 today. She still looks tremendous. Bill Burr, my son's favorite part of the Tom Brady retirement party.
Oh, okay.
What would you like the
roast?
most? The roast. Well, it wasn't a roast. No, it was like retirement.
Turned into it, though.
In Gillette.
All right.
No, it wasn't really one to roast. They weren't talking about Tom. He was just telling stories. I asked my son, they had all these guys up there talking. What was your favorite part? I mean, they had Jay-Z play, Kenny Chesney play. He was
Bill Burr.
that bald dude up there telling the jokes. I said, Bill Burr is pretty funny. But turning 58 today.
Buffalo Wild Wings is the place for NFL football. Whether you're jacked for the Giants,
This is our year, baby.
crazy for KC,
Winning really works up an appetite.
or pumped for the Patriots.
How the do you miss that? It's right in front of you.
Real fans are telling you why Buffalo Wild Wings is their go-to game day destination.
I'm here for the $5 drafts.
I'm here for the wings.
I'm here because my wife says I bring tension to the house.
Real football fans agree.
Game day's better at Buffalo Wild.
Nothing pisses my wife off more than me relaxing in my own house.
Okay.
So good. His SNL commercials are the
There's
best.
another one, pretty similar vibe. The Boston, dude always pissed off. with a Sam Adams pumpkin beer or
oh
something.
yeah, so you get this pumpkin. You want a beer? You got this pumpkin crap in here.
Yeah.
So two things
Hey,
about Burr.
Dooley.
I think the first time I saw
Vanilla
him
nut taps.
was the racial draft in
Oh.
Chappelle,
gosh.
which was great.
He was awesome.
And then the other thing I remember about him was when we talked about a stand-up thing about how, he looked at how the fact that his wife is like this finished product, pristine under glass in a museum, and he's like that building at the corner downtown that's got scaffolding up for like 4
Always under
years.
construction.
It's like always under construction. He said, it's just me. She's perfect. But me, I am always being fixed.
He's good, man. I love Bill Burr. Faith Evans turning at 53 today. Tara Lipinski, the 1998 Olympic gold figure skater medalist, turning at 44. And my man, the late Marion Barber III, born on this date in 1983.
And they run it. Barber better be careful. They've got him in the end zone. Hassani Samuel has a shot. Now
That's a
Green,
great
how
play.
does he escape?
What year?
Unbelievable run by Marion Barber to save 2 points.
I did not hear a whistle, but they were about ready to come in and mark this ball down on about
08?
the 1 foot
Okay.
line.
That's what I thought.
Can't remember.
But
the year.
Marion Barber
So you were
stays
there.
after it.
Yeah, I was right there. Because I was,
Okay.
It was at the old, not AT&T
yeah.
Stadium.
So I think it was in 08 then.
Okay.
Because Asante Samuel was playing for the Eagles then. I mean, they had him in the backfield. I mean, you see him battle out of the end zone, and it's a great run to save the safety.
I think that was against New England.
Oh, was that against
Yeah.
New England? So that would have been 07. We played him at home then.
Okay.
I was thinking he was with the Philly already. Maybe he was still with New England at that point. Some passings today. One of Thitoff's all-time
Here we
favorites,
go.
Ted
Must be telling you,
Kaczynski,
so that's fine.
passing away in 2023. Gordie Howe, one of the great, maybe the greatest. I'm not saying it. Other people. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, passing away on this date, 2016.
Howe coming up on the right side. Howe over the line to his father. Son to father. Back into. They score! Number 9, Father Howe. And number 5, Mark Howe. And the crowd appreciates that.
Shark?
Well, I'll tell you what, Danny, so do I.
Been
It's just a
Shark.
pleasure to see this big guy out there. Look at the work he does here. Here's the backhand shot, and he had something on it, too. I think it may have deflected just in front of the net, and it beat Denny Herring cleanly, but Big Father Time still doing his thing out here, and they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum.
Did you say Mark Howe or Mark Howell?
I think just a Howell. It's Bob. It's insane when you think what Howell did, and also like Minnie Minoso for the White Sox. He played in 5 different decades. They brought him out as a pinch hitter in like 1980. When he might have been 60 at the time.
But did he
I
throw
guess.
a no-hitter in 4
Didn't throw.
different
No, he did
decades?
not. But I'm just saying, like the way that guys did that, like Gordie Howe being out there like in his 50s playing with his sons is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And then one of the great music men of all time. You've got the right stuff, baby. Mr. Ray Charles passing away in 2004. Like molasses there, buddy. So beautiful. Some holidays, observances today. It's Alcoholic Anonymous Day.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe I should.
I'm not going to call that guy.
I haven't drank in a couple days, so maybe is today the day to
What, do you
get
think you're
going
cured?
again?
Do you think you're cured now?
Yeah. I think I
Okay,
am.
you're cured. You're fixed.
That's always got to
It's
keep.
2 days.
There's a great South Park episode about one of the dads of the kids who has his struggle with the old alcohol and substance abuse. Not to make light of it, but that's what South Park does. It's a pretty good episode.
Well, because it's a cartoon with kids, so you
Yeah,
can
it's
sit
not
there and
real.
do whatever you want.
It's fake. Yeah.
When did your daughter play in the state finals?
Sunday,
And what's today?
Wednesday.
And it's been a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Monday,
there's
Tuesday.
anything.
Monday, Tuesday.
I'm not
Bears.
making a correlation.
Oh, don't worry. I asked a friend of mine. I've asked 2 different doctors. I go, chemical dependency starts at what point? What are the signs of this? I know we learned about it in health class. I mean,
And if you think you'll miss a dose, trust me, brother, you won't.
yeah.
July
It's
4th is a
good.
long way away, Bob.
We watched Central Intelligence last night with The Rock and
That's a
Kevin
great
Hart.
movie.
yeah.
That's a great movie. You
Like,
in or
oh
out?
my-
Yeah.
Are you in or are you out?
It was good. So holidays.
I don't like
observances.
bullies.
It's Ballpoint Pen Day, Herbs and Spices Day,
Mm.
National Black Cow Day, and National Iced Tea Day.
Come on, Herb.
And then
Nobody's quitting, yeah?
And those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, June 10th, the 161st day of the year, 204 days remaining this 2026.
Well done as always, General. Coming up next, it's Wednesday. Let's hear what Todd Monken has to say. We'll do that next Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Good Lord, Mike's off there, Bodie. Please tell me they were off. Thank God. Todd Monken, by the way, the Browns. Breaking news on this one, Bob. If I had the button, I'd push it, but decided to go. We don't know what the hell's going on with it, but I would do doom, doom, doo, doo. Browns have quarterback situations. Todd Monken says he would love to have named a starting quarterback by now, but he can't. Here's Monken.
Why is Monken not talking?
Monken, okay. He said, once we get the ball.
Oh, wait. Here we go. I got
it?
you. Yep. Switch that there. Do that there. All right, here we go.
Well, I would have hoped that, but I like both of them. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's really as simple as that. I like both of them, and we haven't had the pads on. That's the hard. We haven't, as much as I'd love to have made that decision, either by someone separating themselves upward or downward, either way, which has not occurred. So, and we haven't even gotten to practicing against an opponent, putting the pads on, having a controlled scrimmage or playing preseason games. I would have loved to it. I was being honest. I think you'd love to have the starter named. I just can't do it. I'm not there yet. That's the reality of it.
Do you think he tried to sound like Stan Van Gundy, or was that just unintentional?
No, I was talking. So last night we had an event over at the governor's mansion for Tress, and it was kind of a thank you for everybody who was involved in his fitness, the Team Tressel Fitness Challenge. And Schlegels was there. Aaron Kraft came because he was a part of it. So there was a couple guys that were non-football players who played other sports and were involved in stuff. And Schlegels was talking with Aaron and my wife and his wife. And Schlegels' voice sounds like how you feel after running a marathon. And he's like, well, we need to scope that and take a look down there. And he's like, why? I'm like, Schlegels, you probably have nodules like on your vocal cords. I go, here's the thing, Kraft. You can go down there, you can remove them, and you're going to tell them to rest. But very few other people yell for 8 hours a day. And then we start getting into his caffeine consumption, which allows him to provide that type of energy and juice throughout the day. And I'm like, it's a lost cause on this guy. So that's why he sounds like that. Probably because their team, he's yelling at those quarterbacks.
So think about this, Bob. And this is not exactly Brady versus Bledsoe going into the playoffs or Super Bowl. Not quite that. A little bit less than that. Right? I mean, it's like, I don't know if it really matters. I always said, I'd like to have one named. I'd like to name one. I'd like to name it. It's important. I don't think it's that important in Cleveland. I don't think it's that important in Cleveland to name the starting quarterback in June.
Well, when your over-under win total is like 6.5.
That's what I'm saying, Bob. Like, and that's my point.
And you don't have like a rookie, maybe Shador a little bit, that you're like, let's take a look at this guy and see what we got.
He made it sound like there was like, you know what, this is really critical. It's really not. You could name the starting quarterback the day before the game and be okay. But I'm just saying, Bob, I don't think.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that right now there's a big difference between Shador Sanders and Deshaun Watson as far as what you think they will do? Do you think there's a big difference?
I think there's a big difference in how the offense could look, assuming that Deshaun has healed up and has, like, his arm, his shoulders, like, everything is healthy on him. Healthy-ish. He doesn't need to be the guy from 6 years ago. But I think there will be a degree of competency difference in those guys running an NFL offense.
I don't feel like that if they said today it's insert player name, or in 2 months they said insert player name, I'm not sure how much that would affect the success of the team.
The thing is, you have to have your guys get reps together. That's the one thing. That's why you can't just name them. Now, I don't care what you name them publicly, but people internally need to have a feeling and a sense of who it's going to be.
Okay, that's the other thing, too, is like, you know, a lot of the times, Bob, and I've heard you say this before, the players know.
You can't fool the room.
Can't fool the room. That's a great way to put it, yes.
They watch the film.
You can't fool the room.
They're at practice.
Right. So no matter what Monken says, if he says this is the starter, the room knows who the better quarterback is. Fair?
Oh, yeah. Generally. I mean, there's times where people may have opinions. Like, they prefer this guy over that guy if they're close. But if there is a delineation that, like, the coaches are seeing, players are generally seeing that too.
But I just look at it like, you know, let's not make it a bigger deal than it is, because it really, to me, look, this team is going to go.
Well, there's people that believe in Shador, and they think he could maybe be the guy. I'm not of that belief, but there are people that do believe that.
So you think, Bob, you would say that Deshaun gives them the best chance to win this year, as of right now?
The more I've thought about it, the more I've looked at it, yes.
I think I'm with you too. Bodie, do you have an opinion on that? Do you think that, or do you not, or can you not form an opinion on it? And not because you can't, but just because there's not enough to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so long since we've seen Watson just play consistent football.
Right.
I'm not even talking about good or bad, just like play a season. And obviously, I'm not going to pretend I'm smart enough to know the differences between Stefanski's offense and Todd Monken's, but obviously there's going to be some changes there, and maybe they can get back to some of the stuff that made him successful in Houston. I think, were you ever on any teams that had a quarterback competition in the NFL? It feels so rare that,
Not really.
Tony Romo, Stafford, Brady, that was kind of,
those guys
pretty
were there.
set starters.
He was so blessed. He was blessed.
Yeah, he played with the best ever.
I mean, they did bench Bledsoe for Romo like week 4.
Okay.
But it wasn't like there was a competition coming in to the season. I mean, it was mostly between Drew Henson and Romo as the backup, and Bill really liked Romo. But I don't think anybody anticipated them like moving on from Drew middle of the season.
Yeah. And so it'll be kind of interesting to see how it shakes out for Cleveland, just because it's kind of – I feel like there's been enough signs that point towards Watson, but I also just wonder, too, if you're going into next offseason – I think it's fair to say they're going into next offseason looking for a new starting quarterback regardless.
Right.
And it's like, do you – at some point, though – hit a point of the season where it's like we have to figure out what we got in Sanders?
I think they could do that.
Yeah.
I think they kind of have an idea. But we'll let Deshaun run with this, and if they're winning, hey, we'll keep rolling with it. Probably at some point between week 9 and week 14, like if this thing's kind of off the rails, let's take a peek at Shedeur and give him a couple games and see. He sat now. He played a little bit last year. He sat behind Deshaun. Let's give him a full couple of games, 4 games, to see if he has any confidence and if he's improved at all.
And that's where I'm at too. Like, I feel like that if you want to win games, regardless of what the number is, if you want to win the most possible games this year, Deshaun's your quarterback. It could be 5, could be 6, could be 7, could be 8, could be 9. I'm saying, like, if you want to win games this year, Deshaun's your best option. For the best of the franchise, though?
Yeah, I don't know that I would disagree with that.
But for the best of the franchise, though, I think you need to know what you have in Shedeur. If you do right now, that's fine. I'm saying maybe they do. You're right, Bode. Maybe they do know, and maybe it doesn't matter what happens this season. They know what Shedeur is. But the worst possible thing to have happen this year for the Browns is to end the season and not know if Shedeur Sanders can be your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing with that on that front there, as far as like, where they're at on that in that particular standpoint. That because I and maybe Deshaun.
I would say that is the goal of the season, is to figure out what you got and do you need to draft a guy next year, or which probably the answer is yes, or do you feel like you could give Shedeur a chance to continue to roll and improve? Which I'm not of that belief as of this point, but
right.
I could see something else.
Okay, but if the this-then theory, then, Bob, if you're not convinced that, if you think that this year is the year to decide if you have the 2027 starting quarterback on your roster, then does it make sense to say this year is also a lost year?
Yeah, I mean, if you think you're going to not draft a quarterback next year.
Right. So, like, I'm saying,
I think that they may already have an idea that they're going to draft a guy anyway. Like, unless Shedeur does something remarkable.
So, as far as the offensive quarterback goes, though, then this year is kind of like a throwaway year. Like, not Rochester, but close to that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think a throwaway meaning. I don't think that they are trying to go out there and be bad. They have 2 first-round picks, and they're probably thinking, okay, if we can build and develop some continuity on offense, and then have a quarterback that's ready to step in there and play, and we've got a new young left tackle who looked good, and we've got some weapons around him that we've slowly developed. Like, we have kind of a airplane that's built. If we were looking for a pilot, not trying to build this thing in the air as we're putting our pilot in the cockpit.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is you hope to at least to get good enough quarterback play that you come out of this season saying, okay, Casey Concepcion, I think you already kind of know Quinshon Judkins is going to be pretty good, but get him back
Boston,
healthy. Yeah. Denzel Boston, it's like, okay, we got some pieces here. We now just need the quarterback.
Okay, so out of the 4 quarterbacks right now they have, who's gone? Is it Gabriel? If they have to get rid of one,
probably,
it's probably Gabriel, right?
So they have Gabriel, they have Watson,
Sanders, and
they drafted Taylon Green, I think it was, out of Arkansas.
Yeah. So
they may try to slide Taylon Green through practice squad because he was like a 6th-round pick.
Yeah,
and there's a chance that they could probably do that.
Okay, so you think,
I mean,
Gabriel's not tall.
I think he almost showed less than Sanders even.
He did.
He's a 3rd-round pick.
And he was, I never understood that pick, honestly. I'm not going to pretend to be a quarterback evaluator, but, like, if you're going to be that small, you just have to have so much going your way otherwise. And I'm not sure he did. And I know you play all over the country, so you don't want to, like, lean into this too much. But especially, like, if you're Cleveland, and granted, they got the new stadium coming here soon, but when you got to play at home up there, and then at Cincinnati, at Pittsburgh, at Baltimore, and as a small quarterback, I'm not saying you got to be 6'6", 250 like Josh Allen is or whatever, but I don't know, man.
You need a big arm.
Yeah, and big hands, all the factors that go into being able to play in the back half of the season when it starts to get cold.
More than once I've heard size doesn't matter, Bodie. But if you look at it, though, I got to believe you guys both agree with me on this one, which is a rare place to be. If the Browns knew they were going to take Sanders when they did, okay, if they knew that Sanders would be available when they took Sanders, would they have still taken Gabriel?
Probably, because I think they believe that Gabriel was more ready to play. He had played a ton of snaps in college, and I think they thought maybe not the highest ceiling, but a really high floor. And I think they drafted him thinking if he shows us something, goes out there and plays well, maybe like a Kirk Cousins. Like if we can have him be our Kirk Cousins, guy that we drafted in third, fourth round that ends up being really good. That sounds awesome. Worst case, he can be a very stable backup for us.
And a cheap one, too,
And a
right?
cheap
The
one.
next
And
few
I don't
years.
know if they're still thinking that way or not, because I don't know if Shedeur Sanders doesn't win the job for you, if he's the guy you want as your backup quarterback.
Okay. Do you think that then Bodowski?
Because if Shedeur's not winning the job, it's because he probably doesn't show competency of the offense, of being able to manage it.
Right.
And Gabriel, despite physical limitations, probably could be a smoother operator of the offense.
God, see, I still kind of I figure if they would have known they were going to take Sanders, they would have taken Gabriel. But Bob, you disagree with that? Bodie, what do you think?
I kind of agree with what Bob said. I still think maybe you do take him. I don't know, though. I honestly, their quarterback situation has just been so doomed since Watson.
Sure.
The thing with Gabriel is
since Watson, you mean since they got
since inception.
Inception.
Yeah.
But I mean, in
when.
particular in this era, if you will, it's just when you're paying that much money to them, I don't really mind them taking a couple shots in the dark at the draft where they did. The thing with Gabriel is I understand the maybe higher floor thought process, although I'm not sure that it's shown to be the case.
True,
so
but he
far.
can't reach the floor.
Probably how they looked at this.
I totally agree with you, Bob. I think my thing is if you're going to draft a guy, though, I'd rather shoot for the stars. Me taking for them to take Green out of Arkansas,
right?
It's I think that's a great pick. Probably not going to pan out if we're just being honest. But if he does click, he's huge. He's a heck of an athlete. Maybe you find something there. With Gabriel, it's just what's the best case scenario?
I think they were
average
drafted
starter.
Him a little bit.
Right. And it is third round pick. I know it's not top 10, but
still, starters in third
top
round,
100
yeah.
pick. I mean, even I would be floored if this guy ever turns out to be good in the NFL. Yeah. But at least Aller has the tools.
And so we'll see on that. I looked at it I feel like the Browns, if they, I don't believe the Browns went into the draft thinking we want to take two quarterbacks.
No.
And so I think when they said, Gabriel's here, we're going to take him. And so they took one. And then it's wait, Sanders is there? We'll take two. And it feels like it was very reactionary and unexpected by the Browns, the way they worked the draft that year.
We have no idea what's going to be around. And I think they got to a point where they said, hey, we don't necessarily – there's a lot of issues with this guy, but there's value with him in the fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where it finally gets to. At some point, there was value for him.
Coming up next, do some quick hitters, Morning Juice.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you think of brands that are customer focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
What's up, Reese? Hey, Bone. Didn't we do a 5K fun run last year? Yeah, I think we did. Do you want to do it again this year? Sure. All right.
Registration for the Fan 5K is now open. Join your favorite personalities June 20th at Otterbein University. The Fan 5K features a medal, t-shirt, free race photos, and a post-race party.
Get your spot today at 971therace.com.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice, Tito, Bobby, Bodie, and now is when Bodie takes over some more.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, fellas, happy Wednesday. We'll start here with some sports media news, if you will. Let's start off, although, here first with a little bit of a game. Do you guys know how many players are set to make at least $60 million this upcoming season in the NFL?
I would say like 3 or 4.
I'm going to say 0.
Just one. That'd be Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. $30 million for every playoff win. How about in the NBA this next season? How many players? $60 million.
I will say 3 on that one.
Say 5.
Just one, Steph Curry. MLB, there are 2. That's Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker for the LA Dodgers, not counting deferrals. We're kind of looking at maybe the average annual value of the contract. And then in the NHL, there are none. Well, the reason I bring up that $60 million plus number is because on Tuesday yesterday, The Athletic reported that ESPN and Pat McAfee are discussing a contract extension for the on-air talent that would have him making between $60 and $65 million per year, with already his own show, The Pat McAfee Show, and a College Game Day, I was going to say appearance, but he's just on College Game Day now. Already under his belt, the former All-Pro punter could be set to add more NFL coverage to his slate under this new deal, among other things. But Bobby, that's a heck of a paycheck right there for him. That's for sure.
Well, you got to think he's done wrestling stuff too, which ESPN now has, so he could be doing that on there. And the way that they take his show. So when they say paid that, they license his show from him, and so he has to pay all the production costs and everything associated with that. So that's not all like it's a salary he's making, because he has costs and he pays his talent very well, and he's a great dude when it comes to that. But he's basically remade ESPN. I mean, they were struggling 5 years ago. He's changed it. Some people don't like it, but it has been a shot in the arm when it comes to young lifeblood and what is going on in the media world.
We've had different things, Bob, different times in where companies, especially ESPN, has taken some swings. Like when ESPN put, in ABC, actually, put Dennis Miller and Tony Kornheiser in the booth on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
And that was a huge shift, something they hadn't done like that before since probably the Howard Cosell days, even though Cosell was a little bit different at that point. But nonetheless, and there was a lot of chatter about it because it was so different than what they used to do. It's going away from Gifford, Al Michaels, and Dan Deerdorf to going to something like that. We have Kornheiser, who,
you got a columnist and a comedian.
Yes. Granted, a smart comedian, but nonetheless, a lot of things that Dennis Miller said went over a lot of people's heads.
Dennis Miller's one of the smartest guys I've ever been around. I've ever heard. I enjoy listening to his comedy because it's informative.
It does make.
It's like listening to Today in History.
Well, that's a pretty bold statement there, Bob, to say that, to compare yourself, your Today in History to Dennis Miller.
Well, if I was doing that during some sort of broadcast of like sports, then yeah.
It reminds, like, Stephen A. Smith. Say we're talking about Stephen A. Smith. People talk about Stephen A. Smith. And it's like, love him or hate him, they talk about him. And so McAfee is kind of that same way. It's against the grain. It is against, and most people are like, they want conservative sports broadcasting. Stephen A. Smith is not that. Gus Johnson's not that. Pat McAfee's not that.
Pat makes sports fun. He keeps it at what it is. Everybody wants to inject all of this other stuff in there and get into all these different social issues. Pat, at his genesis, just wants to make sports fun. And he does a heck of a job of it. So people that just want to be a part of that have enjoyed him.
And Manningcast kind of the same way, right? Like, it's different than what you would think ESPN or any kind of broadcasting company would do. Is like, hey, let's put a couple of guys on there that are brothers.
Well, they had
dry sense of humor.
They brought in Pat's social media following, but they had to do something because traditionally what they were doing was not really working. I mean, they had Stephen A. Smith, but outside of that, like, they were kind of struggling with what they needed to their growth, and Pat has given them that. And he's been a shot in the arm at game day, even though some people say they don't like it.
And that's the thing, Bob,
the ratings would tell you different.
He is, safe to say, a little different from Lee Corso. And as much as we love Lee Corso.
The thing is, though, is he really that different than Lee Corso?
He's different because he stands on chairs.
Lee was the dude putting the mascot head on. We take for granted that, because we've seen it for 30 years.
Right.
No one did that back in the 90s.
No.
The first time he did that was at Ohio State here in the mid-90s.
That the Iowa game was the first time?
I'm not sure when it was, but I know it was Brutus's head that he put on there.
Yeah.
And, that was entertaining, and Lee, engages with the crowd. So he is different in Lee in some points, but, there is a sense that he's a little bit of a young Lee Corso, too, with what he provides.
Certainly, yes. And there's things you can do now that you couldn't do when Corso first started doing it, as far as some of the stuff that...
Put on a Speedo and jump off a diving board.
Right, that also is that was fantastic.
The thing that always pops in my head when I see something like this, and Stephen A. getting the contract that he did, which I wouldn't consider myself the biggest Stephen A. fan in the world, but... is I can see where there's the return on investment in those guys to some sort of extent, because if you could easily not watch there are people who watch First Take for Stephen A. There are people who watch Game Day or McAfee Show for McAfee.
Right.
The ones that never really make sense to me is Brady getting $400 million to be the Fox. I'm going to watch the Fox NFL Sunday kickoff game regardless. Is it enhanced when the broadcasters are good? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Has Monday Night Football been, they went through a handful of years there where it was kind of a mess, and finally they just went out. It's why don't we just buy the best talent? And they went and got Buck and Aikman, and it makes Monday Night Football better, but I'm going to watch the game regardless.
Right.
And so I always want, that's kind of the first thing I think of is what's the return on investment in giving Brady that much money? Because he's I thought he got a lot better last year, but Greg Olsen was fine for me, him and Burkhart were just as good, if not even better. Honestly, I think Olsen's pretty good on the color analyst. And so those are the things I can see where Stephen A. and McAfee bring in people.
Right.
Because viewers, sports fans want to watch them on that show.
Yes.
Maybe love or hate. Yeah, maybe you want to flip it on because you're a Cowboys fan and you want to be pissed at Stephen A. for, hating on the Cowboys or whatever.
Gus Johnson, same way?
I don't think Gus is that way. He's polarizing as a
but you're going to watch the Ohio State game because it's the Ohio State game.
Yeah, and I think he is a little love or hate, but I don't think people are flipping on Fox's Big Noon Kickoff to hear Gus.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And so when I look at it, though, it's and I've said this before, I don't ever pick the game I'm going to watch based on the announcers.
Yes.
I pick it based off the game I want to watch.
Whereas
and by
for
the
McAfee and Stephen A., people do watch. If Stephen A. wasn't on First Take, the show would be completely different.
Yes.
Maybe it'd be better. I have no idea. If McAfee wasn't doing the Pat McAfee show, the show wouldn't be what it is.
Coming up next, folks, we got some news from Ohio State. And I don't know, Bob, can we make an announcement? Maybe we can. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief.
Hi, I'm Bobby Carpenter.
And I'm Jake Ballard.
And we are both QC Kinetics believers. We are both pain-free in the knees.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite Fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice, second hour of the program. Coaster Bob, right? After 7 o'clock here on a Wednesday, Bo, is that correct, Coaster Bob?
Sounds correct, yep.
All right. Ohio State has announced that they will, their first 3 practices of the preseason camp, I know what you mean, August 6th, 7th, and 8th. They announced that yesterday. Thursday the 6th, Friday the 7th, Saturday the 8th, open for fans. Practice begin at 9 a.m. each day. General admission tickets for each practice will be $48. VIP tickets, which will include a shaded viewing area, some snacks and drinks, cost $143.
Oh.
Tickets available on Ticketmaster.com. Limit of 8 per order. Children under 2 will be admitted for free. 4th straight year, Ohio State will allow fans into the Woody Hayes Athletic Center to watch its first few practices of summer. Bob, safe to say now you and I will be out there. I'm sorry. Morning Juice will be out there.
Sure.
August 6th and 7th, whoever that iteration is at that point. But 6th and 7th, though, Morning Juice will be out there. We had a great time out there last year. Talked to Patricia. We had a chance to talk to Ryan Day as well. Ross Bjork. That was a lot of fun out there. But and you've got to do at some point in time in the early part of August, you've got to do your run.
I mean, I don't have to. I choose to. So that'll happen at some point. I haven't decided the day. My birthday is August 1st. That's typically when I've done it. Last year I timed up, so that was one of the days. This second day, I believe, that we had practice out there. So yeah, that timed up pretty well. And so yeah, that's how it worked out. We'll see. Maybe
a lot of people like watching that. And Schlegels was out there.
A lot of people like watching that. I mean, there was practice going on. It was during warm-ups.
Bob, you had people watch.
There was like 5 people watching it today.
Bob, there was more than 5. I was out there because Schlegels asked me to count the number.
Yeah, because Schlegels can't count. So
okay, that's fine.
He can run off
Bob,
the time.
You're being humble, and I appreciate that. The humility is appreciated, but there were more than 4 or 5 people watching it.
Maybe 20. I don't know. I mean, there's practice going on. I was on one of the other fields. They were on the grass. I was on the turf, and finished that up and fairly sore afterwards, a little cramping. So watched some of practice, got in the cold tub, and then went about my birthday.
The college football future power rankings, which is always a big deal, Bob, because looking in the future, and ESPN did this where they went through and ranked the college football future power rankings over the next couple of years here. And Ohio State is number 2 on the list. They looked at a number of factors when they did this. Do you want to guess who number 1 was?
Ohio State?
No, Ohio State was number 2.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. They look at things like coaching staff, star power, roster management, offensive line, defensive line outlook, and QB situation.
Oregon?
Notre Dame, because Bodie wanted to make sure that was included in this. Notre Dame ranked number 1 in that one, with C.J. Carr being there. It talks about they've been a line of scrimmage-based program.
Ooh.
Is that fair, Bodie, to say that?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right. The star power with Moore being a Thorpe Award finalist in 2025. He was first-team All-American, favorite to win the Thorpe Award this year. Freeman obviously being the coach there, but they got Ohio State at number 2 on that list, Bob, as far as the future rankings. And the Julian Sayin thing is going to be interesting to me to watch this year.
What is the Julian Sayin thing?
What is our situation, Dad?
That's fine. I will tell you,
he's the
Todd.
starting quarterback?
He's a starting quarterback, Bob.
Yep.
And you can go back to, let's look at the Dallas Cowboys of the 1990s when Troy Aikman is there.
Okay.
Was Aikman a great quarterback, or was Aikman a quarterback who benefited from having Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and Jimmy Johnson and all of that? Like, if you switch Aikman and Marino out, how does it change NFL history? So the reason I'm saying that, Bob, is I'm asking you, is Julian saying, like, what I'm curious to see this year, like Whiskers, is watching it, is will the narrative be Julian Sayin, who completed 77% of his passes last year and was good until, like, really good until the last 2 games, and they struggled as a team. But will the narrative be, well, sure, Sayin's great. Look who he's throwing to. Or will it be Sayin's great?
So that's the argument with a lot of guys when they get to the Heisman Trophy and the debate when you're looking at drafting players. Is look who they're throwing to. And even Fernando Mendoza, he had a first-round wide receiver.
Right.
His 2 main receivers, what was Surratt taken in the 4th round?
That's
3rd, 4th round.
Let's see here.
Somewhere in there. But he had 2 receivers drafted, one of them in the 1st round. So it's not and their offensive line was pretty darn good.
Sure.
They ran the ball really well. Now, maybe they didn't have running backs that were 2 of them drafted in the 2nd round like Ohio State did in 2025 draft after the 4th season. But they had talent. All of these quarterbacks are on teams where they have talent around them. That's a requisite. Jim Harbaugh had a line out there that said, talking about offensive linemen, he goes, it's the most important position on the field because they need nobody else for their position to have success. They're relying upon no other position, whereas every other position on the offense is reliant upon offensive line to be good. And so, that's kind of how it works. Yeah, you need some playmakers, you need some receivers. Quarterback, you definitely need protection. If you have a good running game, that helps.
4th round pick for Surratt, and I would also throw in there early mock drafts are what they are, take them for what they're worth. But Charlie Becker, I've seen him kind of pop up as hey, this guy could be another, top 2 to 3 round pick as well.
This is the part that's fascinating to me, and I always tie it back, Bob, to those Cowboys teams because
I would argue the guy who benefited the most from those teams was Emmitt Smith.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, Bob. That's where I was going. Okay, so I would say that Barry Sanders was a better running back than Emmitt Smith. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so Emmitt Smith, though, all-time leading rusher in NFL history, all those great accolades for him, and certainly a success
offensive line to run behind too.
Exactly.
Now, it doesn't diminish what he did, but it does give you some advantages of points.
And so, Aikman, though, put other quarterbacks in there, be it, I'm trying to think what on there, from Steve Young, though, in there, or put Marino, guys like that in there. And would they have similar or more success? I think they would. Wide receiver, Irvin was fantastic. He wasn't Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? Like it was so like those guys right there, they get held to certain, and they've got the rings.
Because Jerry Rice didn't have a very good quarterback.
I didn't say that.
No, a very good receiver on the other side of him.
I did say you also mentioned put Steve Young in that situation. I think Steve Young's situation was pretty good too.
I understand. Okay, what I'm saying though is, do you think? Okay,
quarterback rating record. For
absolutely does. And Aikman has more rings than Steve Young. Aikman's got 3. Young had 1. As far as a starting quarterback goes. 2. Okay. What's that? 2
Did
for
he
Young?
win one is behind Montana?
It's a backup. I'm saying it's a starter.
I know. I'm just joking.
He started. Okay, so as a starting quarterback, Aikman's got 3. Young's got 1. Who's a better quarterback?
It's a position that's like you have to look at and say, what am I looking to do on offense, and who would I want in there?
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to sit there and tell you, like, just simply swapping guys out and moving around. It's such a subjective measure of trying to figure out who that would be. I mean, there are things that, like Troy, was he as physically talented as Marino? Probably not. But there were things that he could do, and maybe things in certain situations that he did better than other people. This comes down to like the Brock Purdy argument. And people are like, well, look at him. He's very average. I'm like, you know what? You could put a lot of guys in that position that are more talented than him that would not have as much success. So it's a little bit of building it to what you're good at, and are you a scheme and system fit for what you're doing?
Brady, Manning, Stafford. Who's the best quarterback of those 3?
Matt's the best thrower of all of them.
Matt's the best one.
It's really not close.
Okay. Brady or Manning?
Brady's probably second, and then Manning's probably third.
Would you have the same ranking?
I mean, pure arm talent, I don't think I disagree.
As far as the quarterback, I give you a quarterback on your team.
If you're just saying quarterback,
thrower of the football.
then Brady. Like, come on, what are we talking about here?
Okay, that's why I think and that's where it goes into this. You're right, Bob. It does. It's all subjective.
So you're talking about like the simple act of throwing the football? I'll tell you that. Like, I watched the ball come off all those guys' hands, and 2 of them in practices that I played with. It doesn't mean that they're better at their overall position,
right?
Because of how they're able to play it. And so you build an offense and you build a team around what they're good at. And so that's where, like, you can't just plug and play and move guys around, because there's a subjectivity to, like, there are different idiosyncratic styles of what makes them a good player.
So, in layman's terms, does that mean system quarterback?
Matt Stafford is one of the only guys I know that you could probably drop in anywhere.
Okay.
And because of his overwhelming arm talent, he's that good. Now, another guy that probably has an arm that's as good, if not maybe better than Stafford's, is Jay Cutler. And, I mean, Jay Cutler, people are like, well, situation. Well, he played for Mike Shanahan. Like, Mike Shanahan does a pretty good job with quarterbacks. His sons seem to do a pretty good job with quarterbacks. He also played, and we can besmirch like Mike Martz. Mike Martz also was the coach for the Rams when they had, the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was there for that run with those guys. So, and he didn't do it. So it all comes down to kind of fit in what you're good at, when you're good, how you're good. Like, it's more than just saying, well, you can throw the football really well, and we give you a great coach and great players, so it should just all work out.
So is Sane in danger, though, of, like, when we say system quarterbacks, and I understand what you're saying, Bob, but, like, is saying, though.
People would say this when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah.
I would even, if you're not a system player, you're almost for a surefire Hall of Famer. And there's a lot of Hall of Famers that are system players. So everybody gets caught up in, like, are you a system quarterback? Are you a system? And I'll tell you this, and I've had conversations with a lot of great players about this, and, like, yeah, almost everybody's a system guy to a certain extent. Randy Moss, probably not a system guy.
Fair.
He's like, Jerry Rice might be a system guy. And he was always in the West Coast offense and always did this. And you give me that face, but I'm just telling you.
No, I'm thinking about that, Bob. No, I agree with you.
It's like there's guys that have a lot of success, but they wouldn't be. You look at Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner's a prime example. Kurt Warner was great in the greatest show on turf. Had great players around him. He goes to
the Giants in Arizona, right?
It was not good.
Right.
Because of the style of offense they ran, and it was a cold weather outside team. They benched him, put Eli in. Would anyone here say that Eli Manning is a better quarterback than Kurt Warner?
I don't think so, no.
No. Kurt Warner goes to Arizona, gets in an offense that fits his skills. He's playing in a warm weather environment. He's on an Arizona team that's talented, but it's not like it's back to the St. Louis days. And he takes him to the Super Bowl, and if it wasn't for James Harrison return for a touchdown, and he would have been interception return for a touchdown, then he would have probably won another Super Bowl.
Right, in the Holmes catch. You're right. Yeah, that's a whole thing right there in that whole Super Bowl where those things right there, two very significant events happened at significant times that could have changed that legacy of things for Roethlisberger and for Kurt Warner. So with Ohio State then, Bob, going back to the saying thing, I think Ohio State's had some fantastic quarterbacks come through in recent years under Ryan Day. And you've had guys like, with the Haskins when he came through and Fields and guys like that. And I know Haskins' situation is a little bit different because of his untimely passing. But, Fields has had his struggles in the NFL. And you could say it's because he had different offensive coordinators every year. Maybe franchise didn't believe in him and whatnot, though. Stroud had great success.
Some mitigating factors.
Yes. Stroud absolutely had a fantastic rookie season and fell off a little bit. But then last year was pretty good until he wasn't at the very end there in the playoffs. But is Ohio State, that's what I'm asking about, like when you talk about Julian Sayin.
If we just talk like pure thrower of the football as far as like velocity and arm strength, I mean, Fields is probably near the top of that list, if not the top of the list, and he's a phenomenal athlete. Like CJ, probably more accurate, really good arm strength. I mean, Julian, they're all different in what they can do, and I can't sit here and tell you that like either one of those guys would be, quote, better because you're going to build in to what they do well. I mean, that's part of being a good coach. That's part of Ryan's job and Billy's job and Arthur Smith's job now is to figure out what he does well and then do more of that and avoid what you're not quite as good at. But I think Julian has the ability to be just as good as those guys.
When you, as a Heisman voter, and I know, Bob, you take this, and I'm not saying this joke, you take it very seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's a life-changing opportunity. I'm one of like 8,000 votes. Not that many, but
well, nonetheless, but you take it, though. You do take it very seriously.
I played with a guy that won one, and I know what it does for your life.
So when you're doing that, does system come into play at all for you? Like if you look at somebody, like let's go back, and this is before you and Bodie really probably
not really, because I'm not it's the most outstanding players. So like I build in how are the plays that you're making and what are you contributing to your team and how do you look. I'm not drafting you to be my starting position player at X, whatever that is.
Because like the Houston Cougars back when they had Andre Ware and David Klingler and ran their run and shoot and Mouse Davis and all that, they put up huge numbers.
Yeah, numbers are part of it, but that's not the whole story. That's the thing. It's like if anybody, he threw for 5,000, he threw for 4, so he must be better. Give me some context around that. Let me watch the film.
Also, as far as system goes, I mean, if that were the case, then no Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas, etc.
They have great players.
They would never
them.
win it again.
Yeah, they have great players around them. Like, well, welcome to the world.
Yeah,
they're probably one of the great players.
Yes.
Okay, so like that's part of it.
Yeah, and that's what I look at though. I'm trying to figure out, Bob, like when you weigh that, like yes, okay, numbers. You mentioned that numbers. You look at that, but it's not the only thing you look at. But Sayin is throwing to probably the best receivers in the country. Fair?
I mean, actually, I think I think this is the most question marks Ohio State's probably had at the receiver position in a handful of years.
They have the best.
But after that, there's
some opportunities for people.
There's a lot more question marks than they've had in recent years. I think more often than not, they've had at least a second, if not a third guy. They're like, that's the next first-round pick, where this year I think there's more questions than answers at this point. But I would also say, too, for Sayin, like, okay, how many guys, though, can you just swap him out for that you'd be like, yeah, Buckeyes will be fine this year? 5?
Yeah.
7? Like, it's a pretty short
Those guys
number.
are probably all on the Heisman.
And most of those guys are probably
short list.
Darian Mensah, Arch Manning, C.J. Carr, Lenoris Sellers, like Dante Moore. Yes, exactly. All the other guys that everybody would also say, yeah, exactly. Also say that, like, well, if you do the opposite and put Sayin in Oregon, are the Ducks' season much different? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably going to be just as
they'll
good.
They'll look different. Like the way they'll play is different.
because he's a different quarterback than Moore, but I don't think they're off. Well, as far as like, not plays and whatnot, but just overall success of the offense, it's probably going to be pretty similar.
God, that's what I love about college sports, though. Is it the fact there are so many different systems in place, and you have different coaches, different levels of success, different schedules you play, and that we can't ever really come to an XY math conclusion on all this.
I don't think because players are like real estate. Like it's like there's comps, but there's no like two concentric. Like there's no something that's concentric that looks exactly the same They may have similar traits, but they're never going to be 100% identical.
Right.
And so that's the reality of kind of how you have to build it. And that's even true in the NFL. Like, and you've seen players like they do the Jared Goff, Matt Stafford swap, and both of those guys have a lot of success. Now, Matt's won a Super Bowl and an MVP, and, has a chance to play for another, but Goff has been really good and looked like a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, and maybe looked better in that offense than he did with Sean McVay at times out in LA.
Yeah.
Especially that position in that sport too, right? I think basketball, it's like you could kind of swap 3-and-D guys on a given team, and it's like, if you can play on-ball defense on the perimeter and knock down some threes, there are a lot of guys that can kind of like do that in a similar vein, but I don't think that's the case as much in football, and especially at the quarterback position.
Coming up next, Austin Ward's going to join us. We'll talk Buckeye football next. Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Brian Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple: to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When you think of brands that are customer focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town, the opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a large business or a small operation? Riverside Bank of Dublin, they've got the right tools for you. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether it's an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep it running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, let's bring on this guy.
a guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
All right, he is one half of the beat with Austin and Berm. Austin Ward joining us there. Hat to the back, as TLC would say. Good morning, Austin. Appreciate your time. Let's start with this. Is Julian Sayin a system quarterback?
Every quarterback is a system quarterback.
Thank you.
I don't really understand why there's this notion that like you can just put somebody into any quarterback and they'll succeed no matter what you run around them. Would Tom Brady have been great in a dual threat running system? Of course not. Every good coach and every talented quarterback design a system, an offense, a scheme that accentuates their strengths. And I think I've been a little bit frustrated with some of the Julian Sayin national narrative over the last couple of weeks. ESPN, for example, did a tiers ranking a couple of weeks ago that had 4 or 5 quarterbacks at number 1, and then 1B was Julian Sayin because he throws to Jeremiah Smith. I'm like, why? This seems so unnecessary, this backhanded compliment. If people are skeptical that Julian Sayin is not as physically talented as Lenoris Sellers or Arch Manning, that's fine. If they're worried about the inexperience, if they thought that he didn't play well enough in the postseason games and they don't know if he's going to take the next step, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't really have any issue with that, but this does now go back a number of years with Ryan Day quarterbacks, Ohio State quarterbacks, and that they're purely a product of his offensive mind and his scheme. And he's almost every single one of them, including, well, let's just say every single one of them, their extraordinary trait, what Ryan Day is looking at when he's evaluating them, is not the same. Has he had 9 straight Julian Sayins operating his system? He has not. Would you stack up Justin Fields and Dwayne Haskins next to Julian Sayin and say, yeah, these guys are all going to have the same level of success and the offense is going to run the same way? So I find this particular label on Julian Sayin laughable, and some of it is because of what Bobby has been talking about, that Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, whoever else, like they're going to succeed in offenses that make the most of what they do well, and it's a disservice for anyone not to build a system around those guys. Every elite quarterback, every good quarterback, every bad quarterback is a product of the system they're in.
I agree with it, Austin. I love it. And you're talking about Jeremiah Smith, and yeah, he might be the best. But this, Austin, would this be the most uncertainty that there's kind of been at the receiver position over the last couple of years about who maybe? I think Brandon Ennis, him being back and being in the slot, there's a reliability there. But looking at the rest 3, 4, 5, who those guys could be, and while they're very talented, what they could be bringing to the table.
Yeah, it's different. The biggest certainty in the world, though, is having Jeremiah Smith. So I think starting from that point is obviously a huge boost and gives Ohio State a really good idea of what it's going to be able to accomplish there. But I do think that you're right compared to this nonstop pipeline of first-round draft picks that don't just include the number 1 guy on Ohio State's roster, and the string of success that Brian Hartline had in landing 4 and 5-star guys and getting basically every wide receiver on the top of his recruiting board. This is different, where you have, and it boils down to transfer portal players for the first time in a long time, or really the first time ever for Ohio State in this era of college football, because Brian Hartline didn't use it and Cortez Hankton needed to, given the departures that they were having going out the door, whether that was to Notre Dame or South Florida. You look at this group with Kyle Parker and Devin McEwen coming in, they are athletic, they are talented. Saw Kyle Parker out there amongst the rest of that wide receivers group on Tuesday at the first summer camp for Ohio State, Bob, and it's like we saw him look productive in spring. He looks good physically. It looks like the last 2 months have been good to him as well. By the way, I'd say the same thing for Brandon Ennis. But yeah, is it as as much of a stone cold lock that Ohio State is going to be the best wide receivers unit as a whole in the country. I think they will be, but it's not a guarantee. But all of that does revolve around, I think, some uncertainty as well with will Arthur Smith, Ryan Day, Cortez Hankton use Jeremiah Smith differently than we saw a year ago. I think asking him to just go out on the perimeter and absorb and try and beat double and triple teams all game long is probably not going to be the best use of him for Ohio State's purposes. Can we see some of the creativity and slot routes and maybe coming out of the backfield or taking pop passes or end rounds more frequently to get Jeremiah in position to just get the football in his hands and go be an athlete, or force the defense to adjust to where he is and not make it maybe as obvious about what you might be able to do, because that's the only chance you have of even slowing down Jeremiah Smith is if you play into the hands of the defense, who doesn't have to think as critically about what to do to stop him. So it is an interesting period, and as I mentioned, Cortez Hankton's a name a couple times in there. Some of that uncertainty is now just a new wide receivers coach. So all of it makes for a fascinating summer and heading into training camp for a group that used to just be able to set it and forget it.
Austin Moore joins us here on Morning Juice. He is one half of The Beat with Austin and Berm, podcast you can catch anywhere you get your podcasts. It's a fantastic listen every single time they put one out there. Austin, with when you've got 51 new people coming into the system, 51 new players, and they obviously not bringing in people that are necessarily, I would think, like, oh my gosh, this is a guy like a total project. Usually they're pretty damn good athletically coming in that are already have that leg up maybe on other competition out there. What is the biggest adjustment? Because you've got, obviously, Ohio State says you can fit our system. Matt Patricia says you can fit my system. Arthur Smith, you can fit my system. Ryan Day, you can fit our system. Is it in the strength and conditioning like with Maradi? Like, because I got to believe when these guys come in, they're going to be in for something they've never experienced before as far as the conditioning goes.
Much of the conversation this offseason, as I've got to know some of the transfer portal additions or, the true freshmen coming in, it's always going to be a shock to their system. I think we can set them aside. They've never been in anything like it. That's a lot of ways also true for players coming in. Definitely when they're transferring up. You think about Northwestern or Ohio University at tight end this offseason with Mason Williams and Hunter Welsing. The adjustment to the day-to-day competitiveness, how ruthless it is to survive in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center strength and conditioning program. Mickey Maradi's been doing this for a very long time at the highest level in the sport, and now having Schlegs in there to complement that with a little extra juice is pretty entertaining to watch and listen to. Any chance that we get to have that experience, you feel his impact. But the point I'm trying to make, like, freshmen are going to learn that for the first time. And transfer portal guys, most of the time, and the ones that I've dealt with, and, Max Clare, I think, talked more openly about this than any other transfer player had a year ago. It's like, I'm not at Purdue. I needed some time to adjust to not just practice, but, mat drills and winter workouts and what is expected on a day-to-day basis where every other player in that locker room, in that weight room, on that practice field is the highest of high achievers. And they want to win and compete and dominate every drill, every rep that they take all year long. And I can't say that Ohio State is the only one that does it, but when you even have players come in from Alabama, from Florida State, from Georgia this offseason who say, yeah, this place is different. I mean, they don't have to say that. Some of them, I think, kind of regret that they have said it as publicly as they have. Think about James Smith in spring camp, and then you open yourself up to social media criticism from the place that you used to be at when you point out that, hey, you know what, maybe there's a reason that Alabama's not at the same level that it was under Nick Saban. Now, those are not his words, but you could interpret them pretty easily. There's been a drop-off there, and, Caleb Downs will talk about that. Earl Little will talk about that now. Cam Calhoun has been in multiple programs. I talked to him yesterday walking off the field at the Woody, and he said, some of the changes are just not even about being in the weight room. He said, at my last place, I didn't have any chance to just sit down and watch film with the defensive coordinator there. Didn't seem like he had a great interest. He said, now if I walk through the hall at the Woody, Matt Patricia's door is open and he says, Cam, come on in, let's talk ball. And those things all resonate. It's all encompassing. The strength program is critical in doing that because they set the tone. They're the ones that lead the program essentially 365 days a year to get guys physically ready to go play. But I think it goes well beyond that for Ohio State. And, some of those adjustments are easier to make than others.
So you mentioned one of Ohio State's safeties. Where are you at on the name Earl? Because Thitoff says it's overrated and is disappearing from the lexicon.
Well, I don't hear it as frequently. And I think in this case, we probably are seeing it because it's a junior situation. So Earl Little Sr. is trying to keep the legacy alive because I think it is on the endangered list. And I think there's a lot of awareness that is being raised about it. I think it's important that Tito advocates for more Earls. I don't think that he should besmirch the name. Otherwise, that's going to threaten the species even more. It was popular enough to have a full television show.
Exactly.
Highlighting how valuable the name is. So whether it needs a renaissance, maybe Earl Little Jr. can provide that, Bob. Maybe we'll see a lot more Little Earls because I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring to Ohio State this season. Did look like, by the way, the sleeve was still on the left leg coming off of the surgery in April. So I don't know if he's full go right now, but watching him, Bob, I'm sure you've noticed this as well. He seems to have one of those magnetic personalities in terms of a leader. That applied to current Buckeyes, that applied to the coaching staff, and that also applied to a bunch of high school campers who he was given, some hands-on instruction and really engaged with trying to help them out on Tuesday. So that's a lot of Earl talk, but I think hopefully that helps Tito get to this next step in the Earl renaissance.
Okay, first of all, Austin, he brought up Earl Bruce. Earl had an E at the end of Earl. That's not Earl. That's Earl E. Just like the Geoff is not Jeff. It's Geoff. And there was a television show. You want to bring up the television show? There was a television show called Maude back in the late 70s, mid-70s, Maude. And you've never met a Maude. How many Earls are in your phone right now? Other than any, like Earl Little, if Earl Little's your phone, that's fine. Other than Earl Little, though, how many other Earls, E-A-R-L, are in your phone contacts right now?
Let's see.
It's a great question.
Spelling or check the spelling.
E-A-R-L. That's all it is. Don't.
Yeah, I put in what you said, Tito. It said no search results. I don't.
Gotcha.
So I've revealed that I have not exchanged numbers with Earl Little Jr. yet. So I have something to work on during camp season because I need to get one. I need to do my part to bring Earl back.
He said I told him, we're getting out of the Earl Little. We're going to Earl Big. And I think we're going to change the second part of that because he said he wanted to be more swole and be a physical piece out there.
I think he is. I think you can tell that he wants to get rid of wants to be full go. All he has been able to work on, Bob, is, as you know, over the last 2 months, he can't do any of the full running yet, is getting that upper body jacked. But he was standing next to Jalen McClain yesterday, and I about fell over. What in the world have Mickey Marotti and Anthony Schlegel been doing to Jalen McClain's upper body? He had a layer of abs, and then on top of that, I think was another layer of abs. It was astounding to see what Jalen McClain looked like.
Austin, you're the man. We appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Try to find an Earl so you can keep the legacy of the Earl name going. And not, again, don't count one with the E at the end. And you can't do like an A-R-L and call that Earl. That's Arl, just so you know. We appreciate the time, buddy. We'll talk again next week.
All right. See you guys.
That was Austin Moore there joining us. Coming up next, Bobby, your boy, put out something new. We'll talk about that next. Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Thitoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Bob. Your boy Brady.
Tom?
That's the one, yes. Not Kyle, not Greg,
Well, it
not
could
Peter.
be.
Who else could it be?
Well, it could be Brady Quinn.
That's
First
fair.
name.
That's my
fair.
guy.
There you
Brady
go.
also a first name.
That's fair. You're right. Brady is also first name.
Last
I
name
didn't think of
ever.
that. Yes, first name
Tom
greatest.
Brady Quinn, first and last.
Yes. Bob, Tom Brady has launched a coconut water drink
Oh,
brand.
yeah, I saw this.
Okay. First of all, either of you coconut water drinkers.
I need to start again because I've been getting cramps.
So that's what that helps with.
Yeah. If you're physically active, sometimes.
The laugh wasn't necessary, Bodie. That was obnoxious. Turn your mic off. You're going to do that. Okay.
I didn't
No, it's
prep
okay.
him for
No,
that. I mean, it's just, is that what that helps with?
I have a feeling you guys talk
I love
about
that
it.
you have no idea what coconut water
No, I know what it is. I know what the benefits of it are. I've seen, hey, you should drink coconut water. I've seen that before. Coconut water is good for you. Drink coconut water. I've seen that before. I just never knew specifically what it was for. So coconut water is better than regular water for cramps?
It's not, because it's not water at all. It's like the inside of the coconut.
That's milk.
No, it's not. That's
So we
the
take
difference.
coconut instead of milk?
Have you ever opened a coconut?
No.
Okay.
I've
You
seen
would
it on
have no
Gilligan's
idea.
Island.
And
They
you would
crack
have
it
no
open.
idea.
There's milk. Okay.
There is not milk inside. It looks like water. They call it coconut milk.
Okay, they do
It's
call
a lot different than getting the cream of coconut in a pina colada.
Okay.
This is nothing like that.
This is great then, Bob. I promise you, by the way, I'm not going to look at the chat, but I promise you there's somebody in the chat who did not know coconuts did not have milk. I promise you, Bob.
It's called coconut milk.
But
like the milk of a coconut, the cream.
It's water.
What you put in a pina colada is more like the shaving of the shell of the pulp inside. What is actually in there is coconut water, which is like a electrolyte and potassium dense, I want to say.
Okay.
Liquid. It looks like water.
So many
It's
questions
clear.
here. Okay.
But it's it doesn't taste like water.
Okay, so if I'm stranded with a volleyball on an island from a movie I didn't see, and I've got a box of Fruity Pebbles, if I open up a coconut, will that be an enjoyable experience? Fruity Pebbles with what's in the coconut?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Now, next question is this.
You can go buy coconut water in the store and taste it for yourself.
I understand. You don't
have to just take my word for it.
Coconut water, I didn't know that coconut water and coconut milk were two different things, Bob. I always thought coconut milk was actually like almost from a damn cow, but a coconut cow. I thought it was. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to say, Bob, I thought that there really was milk in a coconut until just now. I was today years old when I learned that there was not milk in a coconut.
Coconut water, a simple Google search.
Oh, Google.
Coconut water is the natural, low-calorie, electrolyte-rich drink from young coconuts, while coconut milk is a high-fat, creamy liquid made from grated, mature coconut flesh. The pulp, the white pulp on the inside.
Then explain this to me, Bob.
Like he's 5.
No, not like a 5. I think this is a legit question, Bodie. This is legit,
Bob.
Bob.
You've never seen the inside of a coconut before is.
I've seen it on Gilligan's Island.
The fact you've never seen it in person.
Jimmy Snuka against Roddy Piper. He busted a coconut on his head.
The fact that you've never seen a coconut, like the inside of a coconut, I find that interesting.
Where's the closest place, Bob?
You can go buy one at the store, big dog.
Where they grow coconuts to us?
Florida.
Okay.
Never been there?
I've been to Florida.
Okay.
I don't go for the coconuts. I go for spring break. Bob.
Coconut of a different kind.
Okay. So, Bob.
2 of them.
Okay. Bob, then why is it we have Gatorade on the sidelines and not coconut milk, coconut water?
Because I'm going to let you on a little secret. When Gatorade was first made, didn't taste like Gatorade today.
Sure.
They poured a bunch of sugar in it to make it taste better.
Okay.
Like coconut water, if it's just coconut water, unadulterated, some people may not, it's not overly sweet, so some people might not like it.
Okay, so, Gatorade
you
made
could drink pickle juice. Pickle juice is doing a lot for you. A lot of people they don't like the taste of pickle juice.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to get at there, Bob. So you're telling me right now, like when they have Gatorade on the sidelines for you people, Gatorade on the sidelines, all right, to say you need to, this is good for your electrolytes, this is good for all this stuff, we're going to dump it on coaches, all those things. This is important. Gatorade. You're telling me that pickle juice and coconut water are better options.
I would say Gatorade, which was formulated to basically be like the sweat that you're sweating out, which inherently like might not taste as good. They've just put a lot of sugar in it.
Right.
So it has everything you need, just plus a lot of sugar.
Which is bad for you at that moment.
Well, I mean, you have diabetes, so yes.
Okay, we're not getting personal on this, Bob.
I could drink as much Gatorade as I want. I don't really like sugary stuff anymore at this point in my life.
Okay.
When I first got to Ohio State, I was like Forrest Gump at the White House. They had endless Gatorades. I went there, I drank the hell out of those Dr. Peppers, but then I realized, like, this is gross. Like, I can't drink any. I drank so much Gatorade in the first 6 months. I don't want to drink Gatorade anymore.
So your kids are going out to play in a sporting event, and they say, Dad, can you get me a bottle of Gatorade? Are you saying, no, here's some coconut water?
That's fine.
You'll get it for them. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
well, now they have, like, lower calorie Gatorade, lower sugar.
Yeah, Game Zero and all stuff, and
which has its own different
other
things.
things.
They have like Gatorade 2, which just has like half the sugar. So there's other things in there.
The whole story, the whole point of this, before I got educated by you, Bob. Thank you very much. Bodie, when was the last time you drank coconut water?
I've never drank it. Never had it.
You ever seen the inside of a coconut?
I don't think so.
He's also half as old as you.
Doesn't matter, Bob. It doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter in this one.
I literally was on the Buckeye cruise. I took a coconut. It's also how I lost my Apple Watch because it flew off and I didn't realize at the time. Smashed it into a rock and opened up the inside of it. And I was taking it I went to Buckeye cruise, a spring break for my kids, so they could see the inside of it. It's like, you want to eat some of the white stuff is what you eat. That's the pulp. That's what they blend in for the cream of coconut for pina coladas.
If you go back and Google Roddy Piper,
I understand
Jimmy Snuka, and I'm telling the listeners this, and you will see.
I'm telling you, if I hit you in the face with a coconut, it would not crack. It would break your face.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's so amazing. That shows you the wrestlers and how strong they are.
I think it's
more I'm sure they were real. I'm sure it was all real.
It may have been like glued together.
Yeah, maybe, but
I'm pretty sure if you hit anybody with, I smashed this son of a buck over a pointed rock for about 15 minutes to get it to open up.
I'm just saying, Snuka though could take a coconut to the head. That was interesting. Anyway, the point of the story though, Bob, was that his coconut water is called Good Nut.
That sounds great.
So
better than Bad Nut.
True. Yes. So anyway, that's what he has going on. All right, Bodie, let's tell people what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Bodie, you told me earlier in the show today's Wednesday. That would mean that Bobby goes first.
Just so floored right now with that coconut conversation.
It was great conversation. It's witty banter.
The first time, what's got me juiced? So the first time I ever drank coconut water was
Yeah.
in Miami. I watched all these guys. Guys were drinking it in Dallas. I never really needed it for training camp. As I got to Miami, it was wildly hot, and guys were drinking it all the time. I was like, you know what? And I ordered some of it, and guys had deals. They would drop it, give you some in your locker room or in your locker. But it was really good. I enjoyed it. I just did get it flavored with pineapple, so I had like a light pineapple hint to it, and I always enjoyed that. And it's the one thing I would drink that it would like literally eliminate any type of cramps that I had. So it was very good, high in electrolytes, very good for you. And so there's that. Last night was down at the governor's mansion, and thank you from the governor and lieutenant governor for all of the Team Trestle fitness participation from a lot of Tress's former players, all going down there trying to help get Ohio to be fit, the young folks in our schools, and help them set goals and do some positive things so they can avoid, issues later in life that are health related due to dietary and sedentary lifestyles. And so hopefully they don't have to deal with some of the ills of that, and they can be more productive members of society that don't require the upkeep and are drain on our medical system. And so we did all that. It was a big thank you. It was great seeing everybody there and being a part of that. And then getting a chance to watch Central Intelligence last night, which
nice.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a great movie. I'm not going to tell you it's underrated or whatever. It was the appropriate movie for the time of sitting there with my oldest and youngest, and for a rising junior and a rising fourth grader and a couple adults. We all watched it and really enjoyed it, and got a chance to dive into that. Not juiced that the Vegas Golden Knights lost. Had to see that last night and was not overly thrilled with that, but I'm sure Torts will get them right. Hopefully they go get Game 5 and get that moving in the right direction. Bodie, what Schleich got to say?
When I slammed that guy, I was a champion wrestler, man. It's not like I'm trying to hurt that guy. I lateral dropped him. I didn't try to bury him through the turf. His head was never exposed. Veins were popping out. Yes, you can't lateral drop somebody softly, but yet you can also do it to where you're not going to hurt them.
Isn't the goal to hurt them, right?
Well, he wanted to just prevent any potential issues, if you will. On the field.
Fair enough. I couldn't believe the Golden Knights lost when I saw that T-Pain was the honorary.
Oh, really?
What would you call that? Whatever the hockey version of the first pitch is. He went
the
out there and
dropper?
cranked this machine.
Yeah.
Some air horn went off in the arena. When I saw that, I was like, oh, man, they're going to go up 3-1. I went to bed when it was 3-2, I think, maybe. Second period.
3-2 in the second. They scored.
They got it to 3-3.
Yeah, they scored. They had a power play. Didn't score on that, and probably scored with 2 minutes left in the second period. I
was in bed at that point. But Bob, I'm on the opposite end of you. I was not juiced last night. I'm gonna be very honest. I felt like get this turned down here a little bit.
Lord,
there we go.
Like I'm in the show.
Good. I don't know. Not gonna lie, just didn't love last night's episode. I feel like we're rushing through things way too much in this final season, Carp. I felt like when Jon Snow gathered the last of the Starks, all 4 of them around that giving tree out there, and he was trying to tell him that he actually is a Targaryen, and I liked when he looked at old Daryl Stingley over there, and he's like, you can tell him or I'll tell him. And so we skipped that conversation. Then Sansa runs off and tells Tyrion basically immediately. Kind of didn't keep that secret in the family. And then next thing you know, half the gang is heading back to Dragonstone all the way across. I feel like every episode could have been like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And we're kind of just flying through it here, and then R.I.P. to Missandei or Miss Andre. I'm probably butchering the name. Yeah, just head chop right off at the end there. That wasn't a great time, but I don't know. Some of the plot points and the way we're rushing through it, as much as I've loved the first 7, and I would even say 7.5 seasons, because I've enjoyed the first few episodes of season 8, but last night was the first time where we hit an episode where I was just like, oof, I don't really kind of feel like we're missing the mark here a little bit, the way that the show was hitting before, but we'll see if it rounds out the next couple episodes. Got an hour and a half of each of the next 2 episodes. Maybe I'll just sit down one of the next couple nights and just bang out basically what is a 3-hour movie. But so a little not juiced about that. But Tito, 3 days from now, be beachside, so that does have me juiced. What has you juiced, sir?
Are you driving down?
Flying.
You're flying down, okay. But you can watch some episodes on the plane then, right?
I guess I could. I kind of honestly just wanted to get it knocked out before heading down, just because I don't want to be.
You don't want to spend your vacation in the sun
honestly.
Inside.
Yes, exactly. And even on the plane and whatnot, I feel like that's just like, This is a show you got to sit down and enjoy, and really soak it all in and whatnot, not just kind of catch it on. Well, you can watch anything on a plane, I guess, if you want to, but I'd prefer not to do that.
57 days, Bob. You know what that is?
What, camp starts?
Camp starts. We'll have a show out there 57 days from now. I can inappropriately touch Ohio State coaches. I'm going to try not to this year, Bob.
How about you just don't?
Well, Bob, it's easy to say that, though. But I've noticed other things.
Easy to do, too.
Wait. Listen, I'm telling you, I've seen other interviews lately.
See, here, maybe this is where we maybe need to start. Just.
Well, I think Bob will strategically.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
I think strategically.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Bobby will probably put the guest to the far left and me to the far right to make it less likely.
Call.
It might be.
I'll touch the coaches for you because they'll probably be okay with that.
You think they get bothered if I touch them on the shoulder?
Patricia wouldn't. Ryan, he may not. I don't know if it'll bother him.
Bro?
He wouldn't let you know it, but that's the thing. Like, just because they don't respond doesn't mean that. Just because they don't give you the Johnny Bench doesn't mean that that you should.
Okay. Bjork?
I don't know.
I think I've seen Bjork enough that he wouldn't be bothered.
Just because you've seen them, that doesn't mean
we've interacted.
Okay, that's fine.
How many times?
Just because you've interacted with someone, I don't care if you've interacted with 1,000 times. If there's somebody that doesn't like to be touched while they're talking to somebody else, it doesn't matter how well you know them.
I would say interacted, not 1,000. It's less than that. I would say probably 7, maybe 8.
I'd take the under.
No, I'm not taking the under. I think 8 times.
I'm just telling you, I would. Maybe I'd be wrong, but be my guess.
Anyway, that was so much fun last year, and I'm looking forward to this year. Last year, one of the highlights of me was watching you and Schlegs when you did your run. And that won't happen this year, I wouldn't think, right? Because Schlegs will be busy.
Schlegs will be coaching, so I don't know how we'd be able to work that out. Maybe we could. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
But I've missed not having Schlegs on the show on Tuesdays. That was always fun, hearing what he would say. And so I've missed that part of it. But I'm looking forward to Ohio State camp. I'm looking forward to the fact that we're less than 2 months, Bob, 57 days. And for me, when camp starts, that's when fall starts. Yeah. August 6th is when fall starts, as far as in my mind goes. Much like we talked about the Memorial being the unofficial start of summer, I think camp for Ohio State is the unofficial start of fall. So a couple months of summer left. My daughter, I've already gotten a text from her. She was at swim this morning. 6:30 to 8 a.m. is when she has swim now every morning.
Yep.
Not happy about it, Bob?
Well, it's called life.
I know it's called life, but here's the problem. So last night around 9:30, 2 friends of hers showed up, a couple of young ladies at our house, and said, hey, can Charlotte come over? For her. Okay. Can Charlotte come over? We're going to have a sleepover.
Listen, Foreigner once said, are you old enough?
All right, I don't know. Wait, stop. Will
you be ready if I call your bluff?
Anyway,
I don't know
Bob,
what that was about, but
that was a parenting moment last night because her friends are like, hey, can we have a sleepover? Can you come over and hang out with us? And we were like, no, yes, she has swim in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, and it caused tension in the household because she really wanted to go do it. And we're like, well.
You know what you say? You want to go do it? We'll pick you up at 5:30.
Well, no, we weren't going to, because I didn't want to risk all of that. So I just said, no, you're not going. We just said you're not going. Bob, we just put our foot down. We said you're not going. I would think you'd be proud of that. Yeah, I would think you'd be proud of the fact that we just said no.
Okay, and that is. Now, she's to the age where it's like, all right, I'll give you enough rope to hang yourself, and I'll let you, if you want to go, you'll go, and it'll be the worst practice of your life because you'll be up till midnight.
Folks, we're back tomorrow. Albert, Breer, Your Highness. It's a Brody Thursday Morning Juice.